Let's take it easy to nature. Never mind, COVID. Let them blast.
You say COVID? Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Today I woke up, I rose, life was breathed into me. Life was in me. I was able to breathe. I was able to open my eyes. Forgive me 1 second. Anybody doesn't know, you're gonna find out. I was adopted by a very elderly couple, and there are not a lot of reminders of my mother and father. Yes, I am so called misclassified as black, but I had a two-family home. I had a mother and a father. Yes. So am I still black? Anyway, I'm not even gonna go there today. I had my mother and my father were older, like literally 60 and 70 years older than me. They took me home from the hospital after my biological family forced my child mother to hide what happened to her and to leave me in the hospital. Um, so I was blessed by God. God sent me two beautiful elderly parents. And I remember mommy's radio, and it had a record player on it, and it had these dials, a lot of dials. We could change like the treble, the bass. So you can't tell me I wasn't engineering music. She always say, "Why you always mess with us?" I said, "Because it changes the sound, mommy." Um, and I remember it was a lot of AM when I was born, and up until my dad died when I was 8. I remember so much now from then that I guess, I really didn't access during these past 17 years or 20 years because I was in distress. I had got married, didn't know what I was doing, didn't know what I was getting myself into. Then wound up getting pregnant, something that doctors told me was never going to happen. It was like a big whirlwind for the past 17 years, basically molding me into a mother. And I accepted the challenge of having to raise her alone because I mean the writing is on the wall when someone's not going to give 110% to something you both created, you know what it is. And I had no problem being a divorced mother, you know. What I do have a problem with is trying to force people to be someone they're not, you know. So, I'm learning through my journey that I have a lot of memories and connections to certain things and people and places, and I'm really starting to filter out the ones that I want to keep and the ones that I may need to let go. And it's been a hard process because I've been going back and forth with some people, and I'm like, I don't know if you can be in my life because I have so many things going on, and you're not growing with me. And it's not that that is an issue. It's not that that is a problem, but I need balance. And it's hard if I have 10 people in my life and I can comprehend what they're going through. But if I have 10 people in my life, when I go to them to express, different things that I find important and they can't relate, it's frustrating for me. But I'm learning everybody is not me. Everybody didn't have the upbringing that I had. A lot of my older friends, my mom was older than their mom, even my dad. So it's like I honestly don't really fit in. And I believe that I never really have, but I was forced to, I guess, try. Like, There was no radical acceptance in my home and growing up in the South. It was you have to fit in with this community. Like you have to, people have to like you. You have to you have to lower yourself for them to not make your life hard. Like in school, this is why I could not mute myself enough to be accepted by this system. It has never accepted me. And it probably never will because I'm really so grateful for this opportunity to be a part of, even though it's dismantled to me. I am so grateful to be part of the families that I am, from adoption to biological. I have found so much information that has really helped me understand myself, understand the traumas that I deal with, even understanding the traumas that I used to connect myself with. Like I used to say, like, why am I always dating abusive men? Like, why am I attracting that? But I don't even think I was attracting it. Like, this is what I looked for. Because when you're a parent, when you're being parented and being taught, I'm beating you because I love you. Jesus told me to beat you because I love you. Like, I really never learned anything from those beatings. I've really actually taught myself more of understanding her position and how she was taught and what she learned. I can't imagine being born bred. Like, how do you treat a child that's been bred? Do you hug it? Do you kiss it? Do you sell it? Like, you can be whatever you want to be. I doubt it. And I believe that's why she was so cold. So I shared, like, there's a lot of things I don't share because, like I said, I'm working on this book. This is the hardest part for me, is filtering the story, because I even see, like, I keep dreaming like it's a whole movie, but there's some things I want to leave because they're impactful, and then there's some things I want to remove because they're traumatizing. And with everybody being dead, no disrespect to anyone, I shouldn't have any problems writing this book. I shouldn't get sued. No one should be upset, because I'm noticing a lot of people don't want to accept what happened to our ancestors, what was, um even like on both sides of it. Something happened to them and someone else did it. It's like no one wants to be accountable, but I had to live with the imprint in my essence, in my DNA, from my father. My sister had mentioned to me, yeah, and then I just found a sister. Like, this is so amazing to me. My sister had mentioned to me, said something about the fathers, the sins of the father. And I've been, correlating a lot of things that people say to, try to comprehend and really accept all the facts, not just the part that make me feel good, not just the parts that self-validate me, because none of this story validates me. I validate myself, because I could be someone who didn't care and I would just be out here. Like most people honestly are. I believe they're just in a false identity and they've accepted it. And I can't tell anyone what to do. I don't even care to that point to where I have to change everyone's way of thinking. Like, that is asinine. I am not picking the brain on that level. But when it comes to myself and the person that I brought into this world out of my body, it gets, there's a lot of pressure because I want her to understand where she is, but I also don't want her to fear where she is. Even though, I mean, even with her life growing up, she's had to learn early. Like, there's a lot of things that are wrong here, and a lot of things going on within our community and our families that are detrimental to our lives. Like, I was so hurt, and my daughter had to learn that. But I don't believe in I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in consequences, and I believe in responses and energy. Energy doesn't die. It doesn't lie. Peace and love, Grand Rising. I slipped off the story, so I listened to AM a lot in the late horror show. If you need, um, I believe it's 12 hours. They play all the crime shows that used to come on when I was a little girl, and my mom used to play them at night. And it's just a really beautiful feeling that, I can even, number one, that I can even find it on YouTube because it's old. I want to say these shows are from the 20s, the 30s, the 40s. Um, and like I said, it used to be on AM. So I'll even give the channel a shout out again. The Late Horror Show. The Late Horror Show. At the Late Horror Show. I love the chat, the members of this community, because that's what it is. It's a community. The members of this community are so warm to me. Really, really, really. Do you have a channel? I got a channel. Let me say good morning again. I have a channel. I don't know when they type this. I wish you could like see. Let me say, hey, Dr. Shane. I want to say I love the chat. I ain't gonna lie, I'm here chatting with them now. Go there and get them a sub. I love when they say my name. Oh my god, I'll be like, yes, say my name. I'm giddy in the mornings now, which is so weird. I wish my Uncle Willie could come back from the dead so that he could see me wake up smiling, because he would be like, whoa, that's different. Because I was a little girl waking up every day angry and not even knowing why I was angry. But now I know why I was angry. We have to get the book for that. And I mean very young, before anything even happened to me. Like there's been I don't want to say a hag, and I don't want to say like this spirit following me around, but all I can explain it is my DNA and my engineering of my whole entire entity knew. I may not have known details, but I knew I was being lied to, I was being lied on, and I knew that there was something missing. No one, and I'm gonna say that no one leaves their child, and there's not a story behind it, and not just no little story. Oh, it's a drug baby. No, that's not good enough. Especially when you find out how old my mother was. And I always remember they never actually told me her age. They always said very, very young. So I'm thinking my age. So I'm like, we the same age? I was just a little girl. There's a lot of things I had no clue about. Grand Rising, I hope all is well. I'm super excited. I want to give a special shout out to my cousin Joy. I know a lot of people can't believe that we even talk, considering all the hell that we went through over the years. Forgive me, I don't have my mic. You're gonna hear me tapping on this. I don't have my mouse. I don't want to get up on my bed. What a time to be alive, okay? Um So I'm in this skills group, and I go there every Monday at 1:30. Last week I didn't go. Sometimes I call them and I'll say I'm dealing with something and it's too heavy, and I just don't feel like cleaning myself up emotionally to even put on a face for you guys. And they understand, we're I'm a full-time parent. I'm a full-time unpaid caregiver. For real, for real. I do meal planning, nutrition, and everything. Okay. Outside of being a parent to a healthy child. Um, my daughter has a lot of demands, and I meet every one of them. And I'm really dedicated when it comes to just being. Like I wake up every day, listen, just listen. It's quiet in here. Ain't nobody hollering at me. Ain't nobody calling me stupid. Ain't nobody calling me black ASS. And it's so when you when I found peace, when I found this peace, I didn't recognize it. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to know what happened to my family. It's like I'm sitting here grateful and peaceful, and I'm looking around and there's dust, ruins. And I need to understand, and I'm really just taking myself back before I took that test. I just really needed to understand and comprehend and be able to taste why is my family decimated? Why are they gone? Where are they? I have cousins I can count on my hand that actually deal with me, actually reach out and check on me, especially after what I just went through. And one of them I would never expect us to become this close, but you never know when you lose someone or you go through a traumatic event. You never know who's God going to send you to help hold your hand. And it's been a beautiful experience. And I know my mother and her sister is happy that we actually got it together. Radical acceptance. This process has taught me there's an art in radical acceptance. If I were to not accept the information that I have learned, no matter how heavy it is, I would not be in this space today. I would still be having these nightmares because I don't have them anymore. I had a dream this morning. I really need to understand how can I communicate these dreams from the dream state to a piece of paper, or should I use my recorder? Because as I'm coming out of these dreams and I'm actually back conscious here, there's this thing that's happening, and I believe like it's stopping me from actually being able to write down what happened because I can't really get it together until that fog is off of me. So, I don't know. I really would like to be able, maybe if I keep my clipboard by my bed and a pen, but I'm not like when I'm coming out of these dreams, I'm literally walking down the hallway trying to get out of it. It's not like I'm gonna sit down and start writing. So I don't really know how to handle that. If anybody has any advice on that, please drop some down in the comments. Grand Rising. It is 8:11 a.m. in New York, honey. The weather is alright. It's alright. When it warms up, I'm gonna do more lives out by the water. Y'all know I love going by the water. And finding out my family, all of them, are from the eastern shoreline. It was amazing. Virginia, Maryland, Jersey, Pennsylvania, a little bit of Canada, Massachusetts, Alabama, North and South Carolina, um, West Virginia, To know like there's a calmness when I go to the water and sit by the water, or even if I ride near close to the water, like where I'm living in, I'm close to the water, so my balance is more achievable, and I believe that sets a foundation for my radical acceptance to be off the meter. Like I can accept people, places, and things, even if I don't agree. I can accept myself now for all of me, every bit, not just a little bit, not just the parts that are good. Like I can accept the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not perfect. I know what I want. The pressure of this world and this community and this society to think that I was perfect and to put that pressure on me. No, thank you. I'm not perfect. I'm on a very hard journey. Um, I have a lot of doubt when it comes to people outside of myself. When it comes to doing what's best on my journey, I have a lot of doubt with outsiders because in the past, outsiders have really been a thorn in my side. And I mean, even down to my own family, my own grandmother, like a thorn in my side. And that's not disrespect, it is what it is. People have done things that they can't undo, so you have to wear that energy. And I mean, it's nothing but love. I radically accept my grandmother. I love her. Like I can literally say I love her now. I can say the same about my father. Even though those are the only two people who will not come to me in a dream. I don't blame them. They probably know I probably would react. I probably would react a little strange in that dream. So I don't mind that at all. Did I do my affirmations for today? A mistake that makes you humble is better than an achievement that makes you arrogant. Yes, I agree. My body knows how to heal itself. Yes, it does. I'm proud of my body. I'm really proud that we kicked COVID's butt. I haven't had it again, thank goodness. I want to thank New York State for supporting my homeschool journey with my daughter. This is her senior year. I am so proud. I want to thank New York State for going out of their way, which they did not. Like, that's why I'm like, I may have done a good thing by moving here because of all of the situations that we have going on with my daughter. Um, I don't think she could have. I don't think God wanted us to be in the South because they're not gonna pay my baby anything. I've been there, done it. So I'm hoping that this was the best move for her and her future. I'm just really just radically accepting, even down to the type one. Like we have it and we rocking out. Like it's been going on 8 years this year. She wears two expensive devices. They never go off. We keep them. I sacrifice to make sure she keeps that coverage. I'm just really wanted first. I really wanted to just come to the block and give my channel some love. I've really been super busy brainstorming and working on my outline. My story has changed. It's evolved. I had to sit with my emotions and really, let it evolve. Because when I took the test, I was in one place. Now I'm in a completely different space, emotionally, and it almost feels like that that heavy, that heavy pressure that I live with, like it left me, but before it left, it said, this is why I irritated you every day of your life, because without this uncomfortability or without this deceit, I'm just going to say it, without this deceit, you would have never you would have never looked. And if you had found this information, you would have never believed it. There was a time you couldn't tell me that I was not black, but I never used my brain long enough to ask myself, what is black? How did I turn black? Because I'm brown, as you can see. How did I turn black? What is the benefit of me being black? What is the disadvantages of me being black? Why am I black? If there's any disadvantage, why would I choose an identity that's going to be detrimental to my soul? Because I didn't choose it. It was forced upon me. And I'm just grateful. Again, I'm going to say it again. I'm just grateful for this process of realignment. It's got a lot of people on my tree. And I believe, even though, I'm working through this process, so you may hear me say 2 videos ago, I don't really want these immigrants on my tree. Today, you're going to hear me say they belong there because I'm actually going through evolution. Things I said last year are not going to apply today because I'm actually changing on purpose. You don't grow and stay the same. So it's like, I wonder sometimes the immigrants that came here, those black Irish that came here, those pale Irish that came here, those Germans, did they, okay, just say all of their spirits can see what their actions turned into today. And I wonder, are they proud? Are they embarrassed? I really sit and think that sometimes, like, I know they came here to build this, but now after seeing what it has become, are they proud? Are they proud that now today, whatever they were being called then, now they're being called Negro, Black, and Color? Like, are they proud? Are they proud that their families have literally been separated down a line? There's a line drawn down that separates them from skin color, like my dad's family. Are they proud? Now that they see the effects of the dismantling of the nations that we had here and the forced mixing and the DNA changes and the genetic codes that we had and was forced to take on these other warring people's codes. Are they proud? I just got a couple of pictures of my grandfathers. I don't think they would look at me with admiration. It look like they would look at me and want to hang me from a tree. I'm not gonna lie, I can't even joke about that because I'm serious. One of my German papa, I don't know. Will he love me or will he want to cut my head off? So the DNA that they offer me, does it embrace me or does it want me to eat my own self? These are real valid questions here that I have accumulated over this journey. This is why I have radical acceptance. And this is why I stay in this group, even though I know the group is beneath me. I'm not gonna lie, my intelligence with mindfulness, I have been watching people since I was born because something told me I had to. I was in danger. So this group is actually reinforcing tools, new and old, so I can stay on course. And I don't really socialize a lot. Um, I'll never say I don't have agoraphobia. This social society here, or whatever you want to call it, it has took a toll on me. And it's, sometimes I just have to cut everything off because it's been lit out here for so long. Like, I've never seen a day on this land where there was like complete radical peace. Y'all hear that? Complete radical peace. Like, it's not a lot of that. I would love to be part of. Oh, look at the baby, my sister grand baby. Look at there, look at there. He getting big. Oh, Grand Rising. Hey Tyson, shout out to baby Tyson. I love getting the picture mails from my girlfriend, grandbaby. Look at him, he looks so happy. He looks just like his grandmom to me. Grand Rising is 8:23 a.m. on the East Coast. I want to say it is 28 degrees. It was like 2 last week. 28 degrees, but it feels like 31. This is going to be the last month, hopefully, of this cold weather. I'm going to do a lot of writing this week. Today is Tuesday. I need to sit down and create a schedule. I would like to do at least, like I was saying before, at least 4,000 words a day. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. When you get the typing and thinking and it's flowing, that's really nothing. Um, I hope all is well. I see we've been gaining some members and losing some members on the channel, which is fine. I have no issue with that. I really want people who are. I don't want to say like me because I don't even think that's possible. But like-minded people need to stick together at all times. And it just is what it is. I'm an acquired taste. Most people don't like me, and that's fine. Um, Hell, I was a baby and they didn't even like me, so it doesn't really surprise me. Most people misunderstand me. Most people don't really understand that I am a creative thinker. I've always thought creatively. This is why I didn't make it in most settings because nobody wanted me to use the brain that God gave me. If God gave me a brain that got me skipped 2 grades to be 12 in the ninth grade, why would I not use it? Use it or you lose it. You got to use it before you lose it. So I was listening to these shows and they usually go off at 10. I think they start at 10 at night and they go for 12 hours. And I'm listening to the cigarette commercials and I'm like, that's probably why I smoked. Some daggone cigarette commercials and the war bond commercials. Like, it's kind of educational, but it's more for a nostalgic feeling. It just reminds me of my mom because I don't really have a lot of reminders of her on this earth anymore. She's been gone so long. I'm going to relax today. I planted some seeds yesterday. Some parsley, some dill, some thyme, a lot of seeds. Sage. I love sage. This time I put one in the starter pot because last time I had them more than one in a pot and I could just tell that I should have probably separated them. All my plants that I had died. I'm terrible with plants, but I'm trying. I'm just grateful. Radical acceptance is really a process that I didn't even really know that I was doing. But when my DNA test came back, it took me a minute to get in the point where I could accept those results. and even, accept that, someone thought it was best to lie to me and on me instead of just telling me the truth and ensuring that I got the support as a baby that I needed after the trauma that my mother experienced. But if she didn't get help, if her family didn't think that she needed help, why would I assume that they would think that I needed help? The easiest thing for them would be is to drop me off at an adoption place and never tell them the truth. Die with the truth. And that's unfortunate because I feel like two whole lives were overlooked, mine and my mother's, and it's just really unfortunate. Sometimes I wonder, is that why my brother's murdered and gone? Because no one stood up for her. This is why I'm the way I am with my child. I probably will always be this way just because, like, they don't ask to be here. Children don't ask to be here. And I still say that I don't care about when they say, we come here with a contract and all that. Okay, I appreciate you telling me that, but as an entity here right now, the last thing you need to tell me is that my mother deserved to be harmed and I deserve to be harmed. Like, no, that's okay. Even if I did sign up for this and I lost my memory, you telling me that this is good for me is not good for me. You know, I don't really believe that when it comes to stuff like that, like really bad traumatic instances. It's hard for me to believe that. It's just hard for me to believe to take reality out of that. My father wouldn't have been the way he was had he not had to grow up through Jim Crow and be just completely erased out of his mama home. It's just a lot of layers. People want to make things simple when it's not simple. People want to rationalize things that are not rational. I can't really do that. I can't really let myself do that. I have to see things for what it is so I can make the best decisions that are for me. If I go around forgiving everything, I'm going to go through the most. Now that I put my foot down with things and energies that I allow in my life, certain things I don't go through anymore. Certain process I don't go through with people anymore because we don't even have that close of a connection for me to even go through that with you. You know, my coffee going almost. To be mindful, to just keep growing. I want to keep growing. I want to keep being mindful. I want to keep showing my daughter how to get through anything plus adversity at all times. How to really not care what other people think. How to love yourself. How to look out for yourself. Because everybody don't have. Like me. Something happened to me in here today. My loved ones will be the last to know what few they are. You know, because it is just me. It is just me. I am isolated, not due to me not being able to get along with my family. My family's dead. Sorry about that. My family's dead. Um, I'm the last. I don't. I think that's why I like that movie, The Last of the Mohicans. I don't want to say I'm the last of the Mohicans, baby, but me and Gina really is damn near the last ones intact. I won't mention my adopted brother because he good. He got his family, his sisters and brothers. They've always, they've always been family. So I don't. They're good. My other nieces and nephews from my adopted brother, well, my legal brother, not even my adopted brother, like they're good. I don't really hear from them like that, which makes sense because Shelly was a little bad child, which I could call everyone and say, well, this happened and that happened, and y'all were lied to, and y'all didn't know this and y'all didn't know that. But at the end of the day, I really just want to leave everyone's character the way it was because it reminds me of the story of Jesus. Like, what if I was your blessing? I'm just saying, what if I was your blessing? What if God put me in their life as a blessing, as as a as a gift? We don't never think about stuff like that. It's like everybody's so quick to mistreat one another just off of stuff that you hear. Not even stuff that you know, but just off stuff that you hear. You know? I don't think my mom ever saw any medical papers stating anything, any narrative that I had to grow up with and that they picked on me about. I haven't seen any paperwork saying this yet. So it's like, okay, I was forced to live a lie, and most people would say, well, it's not happening now. Yes, it is. People still look at me like I'm this bad person. Not even seeing like I just raised a whole human being by myself. A whole human being. Like I wasn't even supposed to be able to have children. That's what the white doctors told me. After being abused so young and everything that happened to me, they said my body was just past babies. So to even have Gina after being 380 something pounds was like, it was something I didn't really expect. But like my cousin said, God saw you get married. God saw everything you had to endure with the family, and He did not want my husband to leave me, ex-husband to leave me, and I just be, you know, just everybody that used me, just used me or whatever. And I'm not saying that, like, sometimes I do think about my adopted mom. And I'm like, what would make you want to adopt somebody at that age? But now that I'm older, I can understand financially. I can understand. She may have been one of the people who were sterilized in North Carolina. Maybe she couldn't have children. It's just so many things. So it's like radical acceptance. I can accept. I can accept my truth now because I know it. Like I couldn't accept all of this other stuff. Hold on, where my little brush is? Forgive me. I can accept. I can accept the truth, no matter how ugly it is. I can't accept a lie about myself or others. I just can't. Like if I know you, why would I accept a lie about you? I would never. I just can't do that. I don't do that. Please don't let me make a mess. How about this? I have accepted a lot that if I did not get some maturity about myself and about my way of thinking and just learning that information, is facts over feelings. Like I can't go about this with my feelings, and I notice this is how most people are because I get it a lot. You know, you're a little bit too aggressive. I'm this and I'm that. Well, guess what, baby? That's who I am. I have been passionate about my journey since I started it, and it took a long time. It took a long time for me to get here. It's like almost as if there were real forces trying to stop me from even knowing the truth. And this is why me and DNA got a thing going on. When I tell you, when people be telling me, you know, be careful with DNA, I get mad because you can't tell me that. You can tell yourself that. You can't tell me that. You don't know the level of comprehension that I have. And I have spoken with so many people who have broken it down to me. It's crazy. I even got an email from this historical society, and I love how she wrote the response to my presentation for something that I was seeking out. And the way she said it kind of goes both ways here because there's only one site that says I have African relatives, not African origin. It clearly spells out through chronological dates that my origin is could be because this isn't definitive. Everything on this planet has not been tested. So you're working from um a select a select group. So it's not definitive. Like this isn't the holy grail because this is a selected group of items or a selected group of DNA samples. So, okay. So if most of the results, from what I'm understanding, most of the results are not true or they don't, which I don't even know. Like, I wonder, has anybody taken a person from Ancestry who matches something on Ancestry? Have you ever tested the DNA of the person to know that it's not true? Like, I've never seen it happen. I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but I haven't seen it to where somebody matched something on Ancestry, mytrueancestry.com, not Ancestry DNA genealogy, My True Ancestry archaeological sample results. Has anybody ever, like, say if I match something in the Smithsonian, has any of these corporations ever brought in the individual and actually privately tested them, like not randomly, but like tested them? I don't know. And I kind of doubt it because I noticed, like, even in medical studies, you study the angle to get the results you want. You don't study the theories and the hypotheses that could actually go against your agenda. I've seen it. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I was expecting a call Friday. I'm gonna hope that something happened and there's nothing underlying underlying under the surface. You just never know dealing with people. And it's just, I'm going to always think like that because this is my experience here. Um, Hopefully, I'm proved wrong. I was going to actually send an email today to be sure all is well with them. Because, people, sometimes people get sick, anything can happen. My body knows how I can get better. Yes, it does. Grand Rising, peace and love. It is 8:42 a.m. on Tuesday, February the 7th. Peace and love from New York. Peace and love from the United States. I also want to give some geographical shout outs to some of my viewers in other countries. I think that is so cool. India, you are showing Shell some love. Peace and love to you, India. My heart goes out to what's going on over there in Turkey. I was crying. That is devastating. Asking God to give you guys strength, and the whole world comes together and supports Turkey right now. That was really devastating what they got going on over there. India, you pulled up above Canada and the UK, and that is amazing. India, thank you for your views. Peace and love. Peace and love. Please, if you can, tell me what part of India you are viewing from. And I'm going to make sure I put on the captions for this video. Canada, peace and love to Canada. I've got family there, like literally living relatives on my ancestry. Canada and the UK. And under Canada is the United Kingdom. And we got a new visitor on the block. Peace and love to Russia. Peace and love to Russia. And this was the past 28 days. So let me see what the past 7 days say. Okay. 7 day United Kingdom and India switched places. So peace and love to the different geography locations, the different countries, the different nations that are viewing me. Um, I hope all is well with you and yours. It's 8:45. The reason why I keep telling the time because I don't want to be on here too long. But I'm trying to stick to a schedule now, which it's going to take me at least 30 days to get into it. It's going to take me at least 30 days to get into it. But yes, radical acceptance. And I did like it's so crazy that we in this group and have titles to these phases that I'm going through. And it's very helpful. And this is why I keep showing up, even though sometimes I'm like, why am I here? Because I'm not gonna lie. For me, I get uncomfortable in certain spaces. And there's numerous types of spaces that make me uncomfortable because I hate having to step out of myself and fake and be just assimilated into this person that's not me. I just hate having to feel like I have to be like that. All right, there's certain things that I can't say or I can't ask because people are going to think this or think that. Like, I hate that. So if I have to go through that, I would rather just not be involved. That's why it's so easy for me to isolate. So easy for me to think the worst about you and just never call back. Because it's just, I don't want to be bothered with bad energies. I don't want to be bothered with um, false expectations. I don't want to be bothered with it. I'm a human being. I have tons of emotions, tons of feelings, but I also have tons of balance and tons of tools that are helping me better than any therapist. Because what therapy is there for the American whose identity, culture, land was stolen. Where what therapy do I go to talk about that and actually come out with positive results? Let's be real. I'm a realist, and that's just what it is. So I'm doing all this work by myself. A few people here and there connect for a brief moment, and I am grateful. I feel strong. I want to be able to keep going on this journey and produce this book, which I am, because I'm going to speak this, work this, tool belt this into existence. I think that I'm doing a great job rebuilding what no one in any of my families took time to repair. I noticed so much growth. I noticed so much growth. I noticed a smile every now and then. Like, and it's so warm and it's organic and it's real. And I never ever felt like this before. I've never known my whole truth and just accepted it. Like, my grandmother couldn't even accept her truth. No one could accept the truth about me. The mere fact that I existed had, like, someone, they had to lie on me just to make themselves feel better because my existence makes people uncomfortable. Just the fact that I exist brings up negligence. And that's a big role to play, but it's beautiful to me. Because, like I said, there are no consequences and everything happens for a reason. I'm here because something happened. Everybody can't say that. You might be born because your mom and dad loved each other and they had a freaky moment. Well, me and my adopted mother, and this is why I love her so, and she is tattooed on my back, her name, because we were born under odd circumstances, not organic, forced, like a tug of war of control. So, even in this moment, I'm noticing how much more I had in common with my adopted mom than I ever really realized before. And I see what being forced here did to her. Her brothers and sisters, they stuck together. They stuck together. That was the only example of unity that I really need. And me and my cousin, we talk about that now. Like, they really stuck together. And I'm just proud to have been exposed to such strong people, which was no coincidence. This old lady did not find me in the hospital by coincidence. I'm just really grateful. Really grateful. I'm doing the work of 400 years of, God knows, raids, war, deceit, ignorance, pain, struggle. I'm clearing a lot of energy for a lot of bloodlines. A lot of bloodlines. European and American. I'm going to say this. If I don't find something that's telling me I'm African, I can't claim African. And I don't care what anybody thinks when they hear this. You don't understand my process, and I cannot break it down to you for you to even understand it. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you might not need to be here. I don't like being lied to, and after knowing that I was lied to as a baby and my identity was changed yet again when I was adopted, I'm gonna take my identity very serious now that I know that people can't even do that. Like, how do you make up something about a baby? It's just beyond me. It's beyond me. But I can't believe something that I don't have proof of. And my genealogy was really about finding my family and also finding my identity, the truth. Because if the truth is there, I'm going to find it. I have that warrior spirit. I'm going to find it. And I will just say it like this. I don't know anyone who can tell me who I am except for my DNA. I can't get around that. I can't erase that, nor do I want to. I'm going to leave that there because it's just not time for me to express that. I am moving around on a new day. I feel gratitude. I want to keep growing in the right direction. I think I am on the right path. I notice that I am on the right path. I am doing the work. Peace and love, Grand Rising. I hope that you have a beautiful day. Please stay safe. Some crazy people out here. Please stay safe and aware. If you got a feeling something ain't right, it probably isn't. Check on your loved ones, check on your family members, check in, check on yourself. Stay strong, stay diligent, stay focused. And again, be safe and aware. I love you.